Salutations, I'm Ruby Mattis and welcome back to another episode of Talking Cookies. Today we'll be talking cookies with Camylin Blake, a member of the Mepham band who will be performing at one of the upcoming winter concerts. We will also be chatting with the Mannos, who have baked this month's batch of cookies. Hopefully, not too many arguments broke out between them. Whenever I'm baking, the closest my brother comes to being helpful is eating a piece of cookie dough or pestering me about when the brownie will be ready. So, enough about him. Let's dig into this month's Talking Cookies.
Bright ideas and an Oreo cookie. It's a bright idea to dunk it or to crunch it or to...
Today, we're talking cookies with Camylin Blake, an esteemed member of Mepham's very own band. So, welcome, Camylin.
Thank you.
Unless you play a percussion instrument in the band, you can't eat cookies and make music. Even then, your hands are too occupied with playing the world's most complex and innovative instrument, the triangle. So, let's free up our hand of three-sided shapes and see what cookies are in store for us, courtesy of the Mannos.
The whole plan is that we're idiots, and the cookie somehow turned out amazing.
It didn't.
It will.
Spoiler alert.
This cookie will turn out amazing. Have some confidence.
Don't we sound clueless? Well, we're not. Jay started by reading our ingredients out, while I actually took all of them out, plus the mixing bowl. We started by adding the batter, then adding the butter, and then a singular egg that Jake was pretty proud of cracking. Not sure why though. Then we started mixing, which took a while, as you could tell. Now it was time to make the cookies. We sprayed down our baking sheet and then balled up our dough to become beautiful cookies. Or not so beautiful.
Nice.
Into the oven they go. Out of the oven.
Are you kidding me?
These looked like they needed a little more, so back in they went, and well, you can be the judge. For B&B, I'm Matt Manno.
Those look mighty tasty, so why wait any longer? Let's dig right in. You may go first.
All right.
All right, this is always the hardest part of the interview. Okay. Got it. I'm sorry, I took a really big bite. Okay. I've digested it. Have you fully? No, you haven't fully digested. I should know better. I took living environment. So what do you think of the cookies?
They're pretty good, I have to say.
I agree. Definitely a 2 thumbs up from me. And how do you typically like to indulge in your cookies? Are you a milk person or not?
No, I'll just have them plain, yeah.
I hate milk. I think it's disgusting. But that's just me. According to Squidward, mayonnaise is not an instrument. But what about cookies? Let's find out by chatting about the upcoming winter concert. So, when are the winter concerts this year?
One next week, Wednesday, the 15th, and one on Tuesday, the 21st.
Awesome. I can't wait. And what instrument will you be playing at the concert?
The bassoon.
Fun.
Yeah.
You can't spell bassoon without bass, and I play the bass, so I take credit for the creation of the bassoon or something. No, I didn't create it. I wasn't alive like 100 years ago. What was it like practicing this year compared to last year with COVID restrictions?
I think like the band as a whole is a lot more united than before, like when they had to practice in the auditorium. And I think that's just like you get a better sound and it's a lot more fun.
Right, that sounds really nice. What songs are you playing, and do you have a personal favorite?
So we're playing Helios, Auld Lang Syne, and Earhart. And I would have to say Earhart is by far my favorite.
That's fun. And follow-up, what kind of piece is that? Is it like a slow piece, or is it very fast and energetic?
It has a mix of tempos, really.
Oh, nice. Sounds like a lot of fun. And what's your favorite part about being in band overall?
I think the band community is really the best part, and just being able to play a lot of different instruments. I also play the flute, and I sometimes test on other instruments as well, so that's a lot of fun.
All right, sounds super cool. Thank you so much for talking with me, Camylin. I can't wait for the concert, so make sure you come by and watch Camylin perform. I'll be there too, in the orchestra, probably stuffed in the back with the other basses. You can't really see us behind all the other people and stands and 200 million violins, but it's fine. Thanks again for stopping by, Camylin. Now on to the next segment. Trivia question. When were the first cookies baked? I don't know, but maybe our school's very own quiz bowl knows the answer. Let's welcome them to Talking Cookies and see what questions they have in store.
Hi, I'm Sam Nadler, president and founder of Mepham Quiz Bowl Club, with this month's edition of Talking Cookies Trivia. In the Christmas song, The 12 Days of Christmas, your true love gives you how many presents? Let us know in the comments below what you think is the answer, and stay tuned for next month's edition of Talking Cookies Trivia with the Mepham Quiz Bowl Club.
Cookies are brown, footballs are too. The Patriots are the worst, and you know it's true. Speaking of cookies and Patriots, let's welcome the Mannos to Talking Cookies. So, greetings, Mannos.
Thank you. Hi.
Thanks, Ruby. Thanks for having us.
Of course, anytime, or at least anytime you bake cookies and get interviewed.
He might do it again. He liked it.
Alrighty. So, would you mind telling me what exactly it is then that you made?
Today we made for you some s'mores cookies.
All right, sounds good. And is this an original recipe or one courtesy of the Google?
Not off the Google. It's not original. It is off the box.
Off the box.
We took the recipe off the box and made a little bit of modifications, or more specifically, he made the modifications because he loves s'mores, so he decided to incorporate chocolate chips and marshmallows into just a plain old sugar cookie recipe, and we think it came out pretty well.
All right, well, I certainly hope it did come out well because I'm about to eat it. Now that we learned of these cookies' origins, let's find out about the origins of the plethora of cookies that were consumed at the holiday cookie bake-off that took place this past Thursday. Thanks, me. It's me, Ruby Mattis, again, reporting live from the cookie competition in the West Cafeteria. It's about to unfold, and we're going to see what cookies contestants have brought to the table.
I made lemon meringue cookies.
You people are very fancy.
I made the hot chocolate cookies. I made lemon cookies.
Lemon cookies?
Yeah.
Do they look like this?
They do not look like that.
Are you sure?
I am positive. I made Oreo cookie balls.
Oh, that sounds delicious. Did you save like 20 for me?
I made an Oreo M&M cookie, but they're my husband's favorite, so I just call them Tom's Favorites cookies.
Tom's favorite
cookies.
I like that name. Maybe next time we can make Ruby's favorite cookies, and then I just eat all of them, and there's no competition, and I win because I like them the most. What cookies did you make?
I made banana chocolate chip cookies.
Banana chocolate chip.
Yeah.
That sounds lovely.
I don't know if they're really that edible, but
Oh. You tried the banana chocolate chip cookie?
The banana chocolate chip cookie? No, I didn't have which one's the banana chocolate chip cookie?
no, they're edible. I don't know how good they are. Is this you? This is getting cut. Wait, is this live?
Have you tried the banana chocolate chip cookies?
Yes.
You have. And have you tried the banana chocolate chip cookies?
Yes.
All right. We have heard from other sources that they may or may not be inedible. Can you confirm whether this is true or not?
I don't know.
You don't know.
They were pretty good.
You thought they were edible?
Yeah.
Yes. Well, where did you get the recipe from?
I just clicked on the first link on Google.
Link for banana chocolate chip cookies or just cookies in general?
Banana chocolate chip cookies, yeah.
All right. Did you think they were edible?
Yeah.
Yeah. There was some hesitance. Are you sure they were edible?
No, yeah. See, like.
That's it?
Yeah.
Can we ask the cookie if it thinks it's edible?
Yes.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Cookie. We appreciate the intel. Are cookies liars, though? Is the cookie lying to us? Is it really inedible? Is it an alien cookie trying to take over our universe and make us eat it, and then take over our brains? And will this become a sci-fi movie, straight to Netflix, that we will all watch and then become obsessed with? I do not know the answer. Maybe the cookie does, but I do not want to ask the cookie guess. Are the banana chocolate chip cookies edible?
Yes. They are. Yeah.
Are you sure?
I have not tried.
You have not tried?
No, I have not, but I would assume they are.
Have you asked them?
I did not.
You did not?
I did not.
I did.
You did, and?
Yes. It said yes, but it sounded like it was lying. Speaking of different, what makes your cookies different from the rest?
It was my great grandma's recipe, so that's different. Also, I don't like them, but everyone else loves them, so that's different. Because most people make cookies they like. I personally hate them, but everyone else really loves them.
All right, that's the key, everyone. Difference. Difference is what we are striving for in this cookie competition. Why did you want to make banana chocolate chip?
Well, I saw a video and it was banana chocolate chip brownies, but you know, you can't really make brownies for a cookie competition, so I was like, maybe I'll just morph that into a cookie, and I looked it up and I found the recipe.
Do you consider yourself a cookie connoisseur?
I believe that anyone who likes eating, period, is a cookie connoisseur.
All right, anyone who likes eating, even if it's not eating cookies?
No, just anyone who likes to eat.
All right, what are cookies then?
Cookies are circular shaped, flat, baked goods.
Are they always circular and flat? I don't think these are all circular and flat.
I think that when I think of a cookie, I think of a circular shaped cookie. If it's differently shaped and it's not a circle, then it should have good taste to make up for the non-circular shape. But when I think of a cookie, I think of a circle.
All right, that is all from the cookie bake-off. See, we have the visual of the cookie that was baked off in the bake-off. And they tasted delicious, I'm sure. Maybe not the banana chocolate chip cookie. I think that one was an alien. But maybe some of the people who didn't bake alien cookies might want to bring their shows on to Talking Cookies. And we can talk and bake cookies and eat cookies that aren't aliens. But we'll see. There are many months to come, and maybe some of those months will have alien cookies. But for now, I'm Ruby Mattis. Now back to me, because that person is also Ruby Mattis. Thanks, me. Never knew that aliens took the form of cookies. Now maybe I should be wary of the cookies I'm about to eat, but it's too late for that now. So I might as well dig in, or you two should dig in first.
Of course, thank you, Ruby. I'll just grab 2 for the both of us. You want to pick, or? Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Ruby, you okay?
I'm great, yeah. I want to get one with the marshmallows.
I recommend that.
All right.
Mine got chocolate
Yes.
chips. And yeah, I definitely know this is definitely one that I ended up picking.
All right. Cheers. Or
Cheers.
did you guys already start?
No.
Oh, thank you
No.
for waiting. All
We're
right.
waiting. We're waiting.
Yep. That's a cookie.
Yeah, definitely a cookie. Considering the circumstances and the plenty of times we messed up, I think we will absolutely take the result, right? These are pretty good.
All right. I hope there weren't too many mistakes. Is this still even a cookie?
Too many mistakes? Too many mistakes? I mean, we could go off on a list, but like...
Let's save the list for another day.
We'll save the tangent for another day.
Another day. Who knows? So, what are your favorite cookies, and how do you typically like to eat them? With milk, or perhaps with a hint of extraterrestrial?
Extraterrestrial sounds a little bit more foreign to me. Haven't tried that. But for me, I'm an Oreo guy. I typically just dunk it in milk for around 2 to 3 seconds is like a rough estimate. And then I just eat the cookie. I used to eat Oreos all the time. But but that's just how I do it. Jake, do you agree, or?
I'm not much of an Oreo person. I more just like Chips Ahoy, just casual, just sort of simple.
Chips Ahoy, so no fresh home-baked cookies out of the oven, just fresh from the supermarket shelves?
Yeah.
All right.
Nothing too fancy.
Nothing too fancy. No, just about 2 to 3 seconds of milk time. All right, sounds good. While I could be broadcasting out to alien life forms, I've instead chosen to devote time to our school's broadcasting program, not for aliens. So let's talk about that. First off, let's take a trip back to the past. The class of 2023's freshman takeover was quite iconic, if I do say so myself, which I do. And it introduced the hit news segment Manno on the Street. Now, I know that Manno has gone on to be one of the program's prominent sportscasters and reporters, but out of sheer curiosity, Manno, do you remember the humble origins of the segment that gave you your big break?
I do. I actually wasn't there when it happened. It was a news meeting, and someone sent me off to be the news runner, the guy who goes around, gets pictures of the flyers around the school to just get to find any stories that are just lying in front of our faces. And when I come back, I go, Mr. Stein goes, "Hey, you want to get a segment?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure." And it just so happened that Mr. Stein had brought up a sort of man on the street interview. And what does Ruby, what does interject with? "Oh, Manno on the street." And I thought it's a good pun. I'll give you all the credit in the world for that pun and for the segment. And the segment the first time, like looking back on it, it was a blast to film, it was a blast to watch Mike Alfano do the editing for. And I'm a little sad that it hasn't come back because of the pandemic. Can't come back until the masks go off, but I would love to have some plans in either maybe a double Manno on the street with the both of us, if he's willing, of course, or maybe live Manno on the street during a track meet. Maybe it would be fun. I have some plans for the segment. We don't know if they'll ever come to fruition, but I always have a vision.
All right, that's not the story I quite remember, but I mean, it sounds good. I think it was a little different.
It might have been a little different. My memory isn't the best.
Mine is the best, so don't worry about that.
Oh,
we'll talk about that another time,
yeah.
anyways. And as I mentioned previously, you are a distinguished member of the BMB sports crew. So, what's your favorite sports-related job to perform in broadcasting?
Oh, that's a tough one. For me, well, I mean, you can't beat being on the air sportscasting, calling one of the game-changing plays. Like, for me, that's one of my favorite things to do. Like, sometimes I've had some of my calls have been played on repeat here in broadcasting, like the infamous Cuccinella to the excuse me, I'm laughing thinking about it. People love to get on my nerves for the Cuccinella to the house call from Homecoming. People love playing that one back over and over. But also, I love making the graphics that we show during games. I love making the score. I made some scoreboards, lower thirds, title screens, and that's one of my favorite things to do. I get to explore my more creative side. I just show off what I can do on Photoshop.
All right. So why to the house? Home? What, Cuccinella to the home?
Cuccinella to the house.
I forgot
yes.
already. Because it's homecoming, so it's like a house?
No, that's just the way of saying that he's running all the way for a touchdown. He wants all of it, as in Nick Honorkamp wants all of it, as in all of the yards, all the points. He's got all of it, as in Cuccinella was wide open.
Wait, so it's not about the house and homecoming?
No, it is not about a house and homecoming. Well, you should have
made it. That would have been fun. I should maybe write your scripts now.
I think there was a homecoming pun made on that day. I don't remember, but I think somebody made a homecoming pun.
Well, maybe that should have been you, because you mentioned a house.
No, it's just kind of like something people say. It's like a football term, kind of.
All right. Not one I'm familiar with, but now I am. You learn something new every day, and what I learned is that Manno needs to get better at being funny and talking about homes.
I won't disagree.
Very smart. So now on to Manno number 2, Mini Manno, or Jake as I like to call him for some reason. I know you've only spent a few months in this program, but what's your favorite thing about broadcasting so far?
Either the friends that I get to make. I've made a lot of amazing friends that I plan on just keeping with me and talking to for probably the rest of my life and as I go on to college. Also, a lot of the opportunities I've gotten. I've been on Freshman Takeover, I've been a camera op, and also I've been on sportscasting, which has just been so fun, and I'm very grateful that I've had this many opportunities, as it's only been a short time I've been in the program, and maybe one day I'll sportscast with my brother.
It's been one of my dreams, bro. I want to sportscast the game with you, bro. I want to do it. Bro, I would love to do that. It'd be fun.
I couldn't even count how many times you just said bro in the span of a few seconds.
I understand.
Yeah, so bro, you obviously have a lot more time left in this program. So what do you aspire to accomplish in these coming years? Will your arrival perhaps mark the long-awaited return of Manno on the street?
Obviously, we don't know what will happen in the future, but maybe, depending on how long it takes for the mask to come off, maybe I will take over Manno on the street. It could be fun to just see what's happening, and maybe you never know what would happen, so I think it will be fun to do Man on the Street once.
Yeah. I think that would be fun too. That was a lot of fun. Maybe only just because I came up with the name. So
that was a fun segment to film. It was
fun.
It was a great time.
Good time. And it was on our freshman takeover, so obviously we have a lot of sentimental feelings attached to it.
That
iconic.
Yes,
Yes, Ruby
iconic.
said it.
Yes.
Ruby said it best. Iconic show.
I have very good word choice.
The freshman takeover every year produces iconic moments.
Yeah. But ours will always be the most iconic because I said so.
100%.
Yes.
And
what Ruby says goes.
Yes, what Ruby. Yes.
I mean, it is my show.
It is her show. Whatever she says goes. 100%.
All righty. Well, thank you for joining me, Matt and Jake. That felt really unnatural saying your first name.
Yes,
but,
it does.
It feels unnatural for you saying your own first name?
No, when I hear someone say my first name in broadcasting, it's a little unnatural.
Oh, not just like
we
in
both
life.
we both go by our last name. The only people who don't use our last names are each other.
You don't call each other Manno?
No.
Not
really?
necessarily.
You never do.
No.
Maybe
try it.
You're like one of the few people who call me Matthew.
Matthew?
Yes. Oh my. If you do not know that my full name is Matthew, I thought I went by that like the start of freshman year.
I thought your name was Matthias.
Wow.
We could talk about that when the camera's cut, I think, right? Right?
Yeah, that sounds good. So, Matt and Jake, not Matthias. It was certainly a pleasure talking cookies with you, and I can't wait to see what the both of you will accomplish in the coming years. After eating your cookies, like this one that I have in my hand right here, maybe you should have applied to the culinary program. But I think everyone here can agree that we're glad you didn't, because we wouldn't have you here in the program with us, and I don't think I can imagine the program without you guys here. So that should about wrap things up for this month's Talking Cookies, and the final episode for 2021. I shall leave you, dear viewers, with this question to ponder as we are about to enter into the new year. You can't spell cookie without cook. So why do we bake them? Is it time to change the name to Bakey? I don't think it has the same ring to it, and it would give Cookie Monster an existential crisis, and he doesn't deserve that. So I say we vote to keep the cook in cookies and move on with our days. Speaking of days, I hope the rest of yours are lovely, and I shall see you all in 2022.